Hey, how's it going, YouTube? How y'all doing today? These animals just finished up their breakfast. They're probably gonna go graze here in a second. I've been keeping a good eye on weather forecasts. Weather forecast says that we're supposed to get rain here tonight. It's like an over 90% chance. I think it's like says 90 to 100% chance of us getting about a ½ inch of rain here over these next 24 hours. After that, though, it says that it's supposed to just be it's supposed to be cloudy, zero rain for about 10 days, 8 days afterwards, 9 days afterwards. If it does end up as there is zero rain for 2 weeks here, there's a 2-week period where there's zero rain here, I'll have to start taking these animals to market. I'll have to take so her right here, him right here, then big fella right there. Those three will be going to market first. They're at market weight already. I just held on to them because I have I have an unlimited supply of grass here right now. So these animals are eating for free practically because I planted all this grass last year. I ain't touched it since last year. So, yep. I mean, they're putting on weight. I got a lot of smaller animals too, so I need to try. The big plan was I'd be pushing up the average weight of my herd by just keeping these animals for a little longer. Yep. If there's zero rain for 2 weeks, this grass will stop growing. So then these animals, they graze a lot. This grass needs to be growing constantly for these animals to have a constant supply of food, because these animals, they eat a lot. Treading through this mud. So if these animals, well, if there is zero rain for 2 weeks, I'll start taking animals to market. I have a lot of animals about this size right here. These two right here, these two animals right here, I have a lot of animals that size. Most of my animals are that size. Like there, like her right there. Those red ones, they're all about that size. That size animal I like to keep here until end of March to about middle of March. Like animals this size, I like to keep them until end of March, middle of March, to take the market, just because I need to put a little bit more weight on them. They're just about there. I just need to put a little bit more on them. This guy, he just needs a little bit more mass. So these animals, they need just a little bit more time here. If I take these bigger animals to market, that'll the bigger animals, so what I do is I feed them about 2.25% of their body weight a day. When I write it on paper, like what am I looking to do for these animals, the big plan is to feed them just over 2% of their body weight, right about 2.25% of their body weight, then have them gain 2 pounds a day. That would be the goal. If I was gonna write it on a piece of paper, what am I looking to do? What is my plan? That would be it. Feed them 2.25% of their body weight a day. Have them gain 2 pounds a day. That would to me, that would mean that these animals are getting a good enough nutritious feed. They're getting enough. They're getting good quality feed in them. They're getting enough of it to put on weight as well, to put on a proper amount of weight as well. So if I were going to write it on a piece of paper, that is what it would be. 2.25% of their body weight ingested a day for 2 pounds of gain a day. When I look at those numbers, these bigger animals, for example, a 500-pound animal, let's just say 2% to make my life easy, because I don't know what 2.25% of 500 is. 2% of 500, so 1 would be 5, 2 would be 10. That means that, so they're going to be getting like something like a 500-pound animal would have to be eating 10 to 11 pounds of feed a day, something like that. 11, 12, something, 11, 10, 11, something like that pounds a day, putting on 2 pounds a day. While a smaller animal, for just to make this as simple as possible, a 250-pound animal would need half of that. They would need 5 to 6 pounds of food a day to put on 2 pounds a day. So it takes a lot less resources for me to feed these smaller animals. I make a better return on these smaller animals. They also just naturally eat less. So if I start running out of grass, I need to start taking my bigger animals to market to free up some resources so that I'm able to put those resources into these smaller animals, then let people who have the bigger farms or who have access to bigger fields of grass or wherever they may be going. My whole big thing, well, I would think that if someone bought an animal, they have proper resources to handle that animal. So yep, let these animals go somewhere else where there are enough resources for them to live properly, for them to live well, to grow properly. So yep, bigger animals would I have animals at market size already. Yeah, yesterday I actually managed to make myself my first well, I made almost $900 in 2 days at a local market selling puppies. I have a whole bunch of puppies here. They're half border collie, half German shepherd. They yeah, I have a whole bunch of them. So I took them to market because, well, there's zero way for me to take care of I already have 2 dogs, 2 mama dogs. My other dog had puppies too. She has 7 puppies. So I have 16 puppies total. But I took 7 of them are younger, then 9 of them are older. So I took the 9 older ones, they're 8 weeks old. I took them to market. Then I did that this last weekend. I took over 2 days. I managed to sell there was something like 5 puppies got the 5 puppies got sold out of the 9. So I got 4 left, but I managed to make myself almost well, it was $900. But when I think about what I put into those puppies to raise them, the puppy food, and I also fed their mamas a lot of chicken. The mama dogs, when they were producing milk for those puppies, I gave them a lot of chicken. So a lot of chicken, like whole chickens. So I probably put, and then I had to pay for a 2-day weekend pass for those to have a spot at market. So that cost me all in all, it cost me about $250. So I may have made $900, but in reality I made about $650, which is still good. $650 in 2 days is a tremendous amount of money. It's a fantastic amount of money. That money I'm going to put that into my business account here as soon as I open it up. I'll be opening it up here soon. Then I'm going to take that money and use it to buy fertilizer or seed or anything like that, or maybe even pay for my equipment with that money. So yeah, it'll cost me about $1,000 to plant this field with hay. $625 is more than half of that, so that's tremendous for me. So planting this hay, I've already almost got it all covered, just from how much money I made this last weekend. Yeah, the animals this size, I want to hold on to them for just a little while longer. They're developing good. They just need to put on more size. I got a lot of animals this size too. Well, not a lot, but she's the smallest one out of them all. But any smaller animals like her, him, I got a few more. That one that was sniffing my hand just a minute ago, she those animals have to go up front for a little while, which is fine. I figured even if I put them up front, when I plant Sudan grass on this field, I can always just have them up front, and I can always like when I cut it for hay or silage, I can always just take some of it to them. I can just, it's gonna be like just laying there on the field, so I can just pick some up and take some over to them to let them eat it fresh. So yeah, Sudan grass is kind of dangerous. If these animals graze the bottom 6 inches of that stalk, is dangerous. They could get prussic acid poisoning. If there was a drought or if there was frost, if they grazed that grass, dangerous. They could get prussic acid poisoning. So yeah, Sudan grass, it's not that great of a grass to to just leave a free choice to graze a free choice is kind of dangerous. A lot of nitrates, potential nitrate poisoning and stuff like that. So I can always just have them up front and cut it myself, then just take some up to them. So yeah, I'm gonna have smaller animals. I'm gonna have to stick around for a little while longer. I'll have grass for them to eat. I'll just have to take it back there to them to eat. I need these animals on fresh grass, or I need these animals eating grass that I grow here for me to make money. If I have to feed them forage, if I have to bring in forage as well as feed them grain, any money that I could make, well, my cost of gain just skyrockets. So I need to be feeding them fresh grass. When I cut this grass, when I plant this Sudan grass to cut it, when I plant this Sudan grass for hay, I'll have to cut it at a certain point to get it ready for hay. When I cut it, I'll just pick some up or load some up in a bucket, then take it up front for them to eat. So that'll put fresh grass in front of these animals. This ryegrass will probably die sometime around January, February, March, April, May. Sometime around July it'll die. So I mean, these animals should have that ryegrass up front. It should be around for long enough to. So I think I'll be okay. Long story short, I'll be okay. I'll be able to put weight on these smaller animals cost effectively at almost zero cost to me. Well, minimal cost. When I think about it, the money that I put in on this field fertilizer, I'll make a positive return on that from selling hay. So yeah, it's practically zero. As long as I grow my own grass, my cost of gain on these cattle very small. It's something like 30-40 cents a pound, as long as I'm growing fresh grass. And that spring grass, that warm season grass, it ain't like this. I think a lot of people, they don't know, but corn is grass. Corn is a grass. So if I said all grass-fed, straight grass-fed beef, I could be feeding them all corn, technically. I mean, would it piss people off? Absolutely. Would people get upset about it? Yes. But corn is grass. And grain, the corn grain is just its seed. So, but this warm season grass, it grows like corn. Sudan grass, Sudan sorghum, that grass, it grows like corn. It's real big grass, a lot of biomass on it, a lot of plant material. So it's a different type of grass, and it'll grow very quickly. So I could feed these animals a tremendous sum of grass if I felt like it. Well, as long as it's warm, because that Sudan grass, if it's cold outside, it'll hardly germinate, it'll hardly grow. Free choice grazing it is a bad idea, because if these cattle graze it to dirt, they could get a lot of they could get a prussic acid poisoning. If it gets cold outside to a frost point, they could get prussic acid poisoning. If there was a lot of nitrate put on that grass, they could get nitrate poisoning. Granted that they could also get nitrate poisoning on just ryegrass too, but prussic acid is the big one. Yep, so there's a lot going on. I missed my chance to fertilize this week. But now that this weather is turning like this, there'll be plenty of chances to fertilize. I have to go to work. I spent my last 2 days selling puppies. So, yeah, I made a good bit of money though, so that's good. These animals are looking good. Got a lot of weight on them. I'll have a lot of grass on them here soon. Now that this weather is turning like this, I'll have plenty of opportunities. There'll be a lot of golden opportunities to put fertilizer on the field, as long as this weather warms up, as long as it's kind of like a spring weather. There'll be a lot of opportunities for me to put fertilizer on this field. I also need to, well, pretty soon here, I'll need to be planting that Sudan grass. I want to get as much Sudan grass. I would rather grow Sudan grass than ryegrass, because that Sudan grass just puts on so much plant mass. It just puts on so much biomass that it makes this ryegrass look pitiful. But it's a warm season annual, so Need to look for good conditions. That's the big thing. Man, this guy is licking me up. Sometimes he won't let me pet him. Sometimes he'll even start stomping his feet and go bah. Sometimes when I try and pet him, but today he's just all over me. That's good, man. This is my biggest animal. Hey, Bubba. This is my biggest animal right here. One of them. This animal, he's gonna be the one that's going to market here pretty soon. I would say he's probably somewhere just north of 500 pounds. But yeah, I got to get these animals to this side. This is about what size I'd like to get them to have them go to market so that I can make some money. I need to make money on these animals. And here he is. Yeah, he sometimes will let me pet him. Today he just really likes me, I guess. It's good, man. It's good. All right, that's it for me today, YouTube. Y'all have a good one.